Ever since Cyrax's channel got taken down for like the 100th time, and also he went after a lot of the archive channels like the unofficial Cyrax archives and the Dust Smoking Hippies, some great channels out there that Cyrax got wrongfully taken down. There's been a lack of new Cyrax content out there, I've noticed. However, we can all thank William Gloryhole for putting up this stream of Cyrax's from over on Facebook because that's where he streams now when he can't stream on YouTube. And it's just Cyrax going through the motions, doing what he usually does. But of course, he's going to say some crazy claims, and you don't expect Cyrax to be up and jumping and screaming. He's just going to be sitting there, pretty reserved, talking to the camera, kind of a heart to heart. But at the same time, every word that comes out of his mouth is just straight bullshit. So I want you guys to take a listen to this. We're going to watch it, and we're going to watch Cyrax just sulk because this man is not having a good week, and it's clear due to guys like William Gloryhole, due to guys like Marty. Cyrax just his life's never going to be the same, guys. These damn dirty trolls, they ruin everything. But I do want to say the Dust Smoking Hippies is back, and all those great Cyrax videos are back. I linked his channel down in the description below, as well as William Gloryhole. So please go and give those guys a sub. Go give them some likes. Just go support them channels like that. They're doing the Lord's work. They're letting the world know what's up with Cyrax, and you can't ask for much more than that. So let's jump in and see what old Chauncey's been up to.
Glorial, I know you watch my shit. William Glorial.
You gotta respect Cyrax's transparency. He wants you to know that this isn't David Gloryhole or Peter Gloryhole or whatever other friends you might have with the last name Gloryhole, since it's such a common last name. This is William Gloryhole we're talking about.
I know you're probably sitting back on YouTube right now, probably watching this. By the time you see this, you're probably going to be sitting back in your chair behind your computer, talking shit and running your mouth, and probably laughing your ass off because you think you're some badass dude. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if you were laughing your ass off about the other videos too, talking shit on me like you do.
See, that's the thing about Cyrax. He will and has made streams where he sits there acting like a badass and talking shit about people like William Gloryhole. But the thing that Cyrax never does, which he's claiming William is doing, is laughing. Because Cyrax never has a good time with this shit. He sits there and screams in anger and acts like the hardest of hard asses you could possibly imagine. But when someone else does it and starts poking at Cyrax, starts laughing at Cyrax, it's time for a dark stream in my in my attic where I sit there and talk seriously to the camera, because this isn't a game anymore, guys.
But what I want to know is, what the hell do you want from me? What in the actual fucking hell do you want from me? You basically got your way. I'm now not allowed to stream on YouTube for the next God knows how many days. So you got your way with that.
It's funny that Cyrax is going to sit there and act all sad about William and say, William, you took my channel away, I can't even stream there now. All the while, he did the same thing to two other channels, like just moments after his went down. So, in a fit of rage, Cyrax can do whatever he wants, and you'll learn about that a lot later in the video, because Cyrax wants you to know that whatever he does is justified because of his friggin' anger. But of course, like he always does, he wants to try to garner some sympathy by saying, look, you've taken this away from me, I can't do this, but he'll never acknowledge the fact that he took it away from other people as well.
But, Glorio, listen, man, you need to stop what you're doing. I already know what you and your friends want. I already know what you want. You guys want me to either A, end my life, or B, end up in prison. I know what you want. I mean, it's bad enough you've already taken away my life practically. My whole life was practically taken away because of you, William Gloriole.
See, he always takes it to these extremes, you know? They either want me to end my life or go to jail. I think most people just want Cyrax to get off the internet and stop talking to 14-year-old girls. But like I was saying, those are his two examples, the life and the prison part. What I would say on both hands is there's people that want to run Cyrax off the internet and people that want Cyrax to stay so they can laugh at him. I don't think there's, like I said, maybe there are people out there, like, then again, like I just brought it up, the 14-year-old girl thing. Like you can at that point, once you've done that, once you've crossed that line, people really whatever opinions people have on you are kind of valid unless it's supporting. But then again, it is the internet and people think what they think. So, Cyrax probably has a good point when bringing that up. Nonetheless, like, it's just, he always jumps to these extremes. Like, he always goes right for that. It's always the most serious thing instead of him realizing that, maybe these trolls aren't like the most evil people in the world and they're just kind of here to fuck with you. Like, it's that simple, but he'll never realize that.
I mean, you stole my songs that I worked my ass off on and I recorded with my voice, and you put them through TuneCore and now have the rights to the work that I worked my ass off on.
Yeah, you see, what Cyrax is talking about here is the fact that a hot new artist came onto the scene named Wance Chilkins, and it just so turns out that Wance Chilkins got the copyright to some of Cyrax's dope tunes, and Cyrax is not having this. You know how serious he takes his music. He thinks he's going to become a millionaire off it. Shit, he thinks he already is a millionaire off it. But the thing is, I'm not going to say for certain that William Gloryhole and Wance Chilkins are the same person, but I've never seen them in the same place at the same time, so there's still some suspicious activity going on there. But that's what this is really about. It's not about the cops showing up. When Cyrax says that William's ruining his life, it's by taking songs like this awesome track you were hearing in the background there. And I don't even want to give no more of it away in this video. I linked it down in the description below. Go support Wance Chilkins. Let's go jam out to that fucking banger.
And as if that's not bad enough, a couple months ago you sat there and tried to take my life by having the cops show up to my house, which they damn near put a fucking bullet in my skull because of you. And I'll be honest, I'm lucky that they didn't. Because at any given moment they could have. And they didn't. And thank God for that.
He's always trying to blame like these crazy situations, like the time the cops showed up to his house in like full force. You had Cyrax coming out with his hands up saying like, oh my god, I'm so scared right now, like I don't know what's going on. His grandmom's in the background yelling like, no, he didn't do nothing wrong and all this is just all a fucking joke or something like that. The problem is I can't show you it because I can't find the fucking video on here. If somebody can find it, please link it in the comments below. I'm pretty sure it was on one of the accounts that got deleted, but it'll be found someday soon if it's not on YouTube right now, and I just can't find it because I'm too fried.
But let me tell you something, William. I don't think you understand what you're dealing with. I truly don't think you understand just what it is that you're dealing with here when you do this shit. Like, is taking someone's life really that fun to you? Like, do you really think that playing with someone's life is fun? Do you really and honestly think, William Gloryhole, that putting someone's life and family in jeopardy is fun? It's not.
It's amazing that he's putting this event, this like serious event, up on the same like on the same type of like level as "and he stole my music."
But let me tell you, William, You've done a lot more damage than I think you even realize. Like, now because of you, I now suffer from PTSD because of you. Every cop that I see now because of you, I'm afraid that they could take my life.
See, that's bullshit. And I'll tell you why that's bullshit. And I think and most people know why that's bullshit. It's because Cyrax loves calling the cops. He'll call the cops for any little infraction that the trolls do. He loves that shit. There are so many videos on YouTube of him calling the cops and the body cam footage of the cops showing up. So, like, I can't imagine if he had PTSD about it, he'd be so giddy to call them at any little moment. Like, he's right there to call 911.
I'm afraid to go outside and do anything now because of you. My home has basically become a prison to me because of you. And you say you respect my family, but you don't. You don't respect my family. If you respected my family the way that you say you do, you'd actually leave me the hell alone. And here's the thing, Peter.
Oh, see, I told you. There was Peter Glory Hole. You had to specify that. And you know, when Cyrax says, you guys act like you care about my family, but you don't, I genuinely believe that the people who tell Cyrax, hey, stop, like, doing the dumb shit you do. Stop screaming at all hours of the night in your house, keeping your family up, go get a job to support them. To him, that's like, oh, you're a troll, you're a piece of shit, because you can't see that I am doing my job that makes me no money ever. It's basically, he's just doing music as volunteer work. But he can't see that he's like a huge burden on this family, and it's just little things that he could stop and not do, like the screaming, like the hitting his grandma. You know, he's not the greatest grandson, but you know, it's always the troll's fault, ladies and gentlemen, and the family's always the shield. You know, the trolls are just this big sword just coming to chop down Cyrax, and he puts up his Captain America shield, and it's just his family, just bang, bang, I got him again, guys, I got him again.
None of these are lies. And if these are lies, Peter, where's your proof? Where's your proof that these are all lies, that people don't want my family or me dead? I mean, do you realize how many people I've run into that have said that they want my family dead and want me dead? And if my family didn't want me dead, then why did Music Biz Marty have a literal outline, documentation notes planned out about how he was going to kill me and my family? If nobody wanted me or my family dead, then why did Music Biz Marty have a plan to take out me and my family?
You see, this is why you gotta know if Cyrax ever says that, you know, Marty, I'm not afraid of you. You know, he is terrified of this man. In his, like, darkest moment here, where he's sitting and just trying to be as real as Cyrax can be with the camera, which is very fake, very, very fake, he still proves that Marty just petrifies him, because he believes that Marty's going to do all these things that he jokes about whenever he says these things to Cyrax. You know, anyone who's watching Marty's videos can tell, oh, he's just a troll fucking with Cyrax. But Cyrax, no. He takes everything this guy says seriously. And it's because Cyrax is very gullible. It's Cyrax. He's a pretty easy target, you know. He'll believe this shit. It's just, all you gotta do is say it and he'll believe it. He'll act tough in the heat of the moment, like, yeah, you're full of shit. But when he really sits down, these are the things he thinks about, and he goes, whoa, all that shit that just happened, that was serious. And you know, it's any normal person could see that Marty's just messing with Cyrax there, but Cyrax, no. That's the real deal, ladies and gentlemen, and Marty's a-coming.
And it ain't so fun when the shoe's on the other foot, is it, Peter? It ain't so fun when the person getting put through it actually is telling the truth, is it, Peter? You say that I get hate for this? No. I get hate because of who I am and how I am. I get hate because I'm that guy. I'm that guy that when I do my music, I do it in a way that nobody else does.
No. You see, a big reason Cyrax gets hate is because he's never honest about what he gets hate for. He knows he fucked up with the 14-year-old thing. He says it and he'll basically admit it, but like admit it in a way that tries to make the trolls be the bad ones. Like, yeah, I did what I did, and I know it was fucked up, but you gotta understand that I was in a bad place because of the trolls. Not realizing, like, oh, so you admit you fucked up and you know what you did was wrong. But he can't say that that's the reason people don't like him, because then he has to admit that he talked to a 14-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's trying to say that people don't like him because his music is different. It's like, no, first off, that's Wance Chilkins' music. Second off, the other songs of yours are stolen. And third, nobody hates you because of your music. You know, he's going to claim that people hate him for every reason under the sun other than the reasons people really don't like him for.
I get hate on because of who I am and how I look. It has nothing to do with what I've done or haven't done. That has nothing to do with it.
That's literally every reason why people don't like you. How can you say that? It's you say what you've done and what you haven't done. What you haven't done is proven that you supported your family in any way. All you do is keep them up all night, and you bother them with all the troll shit that you bring on yourself because you're such a character online. You know, you can just shut down the computer and do your own thing, but no, you can't do that. You haven't supported them by getting any type of money for them. Like, you can't get a job anywhere. You blame the trolls even though it's on you. Then again, you know, you look at Cyrax, what type of jobs could this dude really do that would pull in big bread? You know, he couldn't do heavy lifting or nothing, but he could find something. You know, if Cyrax really wanted to and he put his mind to it like he does his music and everything, he definitely could find a job. And then what he has done, we all know what he's done. I just don't understand why he thinks this is all like for everyone else, you know, their backstories and everything. Cyrax can use it to mess with them. Kate, the girl who exposed him for being a predator, he always tries to dig into her shit to try to insult her. Glory hole, all these people, he can make fun of them for anything. But to him, it's like no, all of his stuff that's in the past, and you shouldn't bring that up because Cyrax isn't like that anymore.
Marty and William and Masshole targeted me because of how I look. Simple as that. And how do you know he wasn't being serious, Peter? Well, let's have a discussion here. No bullshit, no hate. Well, let's have a discussion here. Because there's some things that you need to realize, Peter. Nobody on the internet knows Marty better than I do. Plain and simple. Ask anybody, they'll tell you. Nobody on the face of the internet or on the face of this earth outside of Marty's family knows Marty the way that I do. And trust me when I say he was being dead serious when he did that. He might have said that he wasn't, but trust and believe, man. He was serious. He was dead serious. And if given the chance, he would have done it in a heartbeat. He really would have. In a heartbeat. Given that man a chance, just once, he would have done it without question. I can guarantee you that for a fact, without a shred of a doubt. Because that's the kind of sick person that he is.
Now, all jokes aside for a minute, it is kind of wild to see how Cyrax, like, he truly believes this. He really thinks that Marty is like this bloodthirsty killer who's gonna come and just take Cyrax's whole family out. Like Cyrax says, yeah, if given the opportunity, he was right out front of your house. Like your grandma and Ed like were talking to him from outside the door. Like he was right there. The opportunity arose and he just said, oh, okay. Got back in his car and drove home. But as I brought up earlier, it really just goes to show the amount of fear Cyrax has in his heart when it comes to Marty. He'll always claim that, Marty is so below him and Marty means nothing to him. But he's what Cyrax thinks about at least probably 50 to 75% of the day. Like, this dude is always, like, he lives in Cyrax's head, rent free. And if he does pay rent, it's probably split three ways between him, Glory Hole, and Masshole, because they're all up there.
But here's the thing, though, man. The reason why I act the way that I do is because of how people treat me. And maybe if people stopped fucking with me the way that they do, if people stopped attacking me and actually gave me a chance to be myself, and gave me a chance to actually succeed at doing what I love to do, I wouldn't be the way that I am.
See, and again, that's bullshit, because I guarantee you, if all the trolls got together and were like, hey, we're gonna take a month off, we're all gonna take a nice vacation, Cyrax in that month would continue doing what he does now. Just sit in his room, make music, put it online. No one would listen to it, because the only people that do listen to it are trolls, and they listen to it to laugh at it. And also, not to mention that most of your songs are stolen, there's really not much Cyrax would be able to do. But then, he wouldn't make a cent off his money. The trolls would come back a month later, and Cyrax would just complain that, oh my god, I was so close to making it, and you trolls, you get in the way of everything. Like, it's always the trolls. The trolls are really just his shield from reality, to be honest, because he wants to use them as an excuse for why he's not famous, why he hasn't succeeded. And if he keeps telling himself that, he makes himself believe that, I'm not the problem. I'm not the reason that I haven't gone anywhere. It's all them. And if the trolls went away and he didn't have that, I wonder what he'd do. He'd probably still complain about the trolls and say that, oh, everything the trolls used to do is just factoring in now and just completely messing me up. It would always, I think, till the end of Cyrax, it's always going to be the trolls he blames for every little thing. I don't think that's ever going to change.
I would stop reacting the way that I do if people would just fuck off and let me do my thing and stop trying to rip away every opportunity that I have handed to me to make money.
The only opportunities he's ever had to make money were just trolls. Like, they were just messing with him, saying, oh, sign with this record deal, sign with this one, He'll realize real quick, if the trolls ever do go away, that there's no opportunities out there. And, it'll be a cruel, cruel reality for Cyrax. But as I already said, he'll just turn around and be like, damn it, the trolls got to all these record labels and convinced them not to sign me. I knew they did the damage all those years ago.
I know it's hard to believe. I actually tried being Marty's friend at one point, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't stomach the thought of being friends with the same guy that literally wanted to rape and my family. I couldn't bring myself to do it. I just couldn't. Because I actually have pride in myself. I would not stoop to that level.
I actually think the reason that Marty and Cyrax stopped being friends was Marty called Cyrax out in front of his girlfriend for being unfaithful, and that was the time Cyrax put a stylus up to his neck. I think it was something like that. I don't think Cyrax realized that on his own. He would have gladly been friends with Marty to the end of time if it meant that Marty wouldn't mess with him anymore. He's just now trying to act like, no, that was the reason. But no, he probably would have let Marty say all that shit if he promised not to mess with Cyrax's music flow.
But it's kind of hard to ignore something when they bring your family in. When they do like Marty did and like William did, by getting my biological father involved and getting him on panel just to attack him and to attack me. When you take it from the internet to real life, that's crossing a major line. When on the internet, you can ignore it on the internet. You can ignore it on the internet. That is true. But when you have somebody like Marty who got my biological father on panel just to attack him and to attack me and all my family's real life.
Everybody's gonna want to defend their dad, no matter what. It's your dad at the end of the day, unless he's like a real terrible person, which we'll get to in a second. You're obviously gonna want to stand up for him. But Cyrax here, he's using his family, he's using his biological dad all as a shield to be like, look at all these terrible things you guys did, not looking at the fact that the reason they had his dad on there to begin with is because Cyrax's dad has actually done time for touching kids. Cyrax's dad had a creepy Pinterest account where he was talking about little boys and shit. Cyrax's dad deserves nothing but the worst. Like, he never looks at it from that angle. He never understands when people bring that up to him, like, Cyrax, your dad's a literal predator. It's just, why do you gotta get involved in his personal life? It's like, why is that okay, Cyrax? Why is that something that people shouldn't be able to call out? It's terrible. It's fucking horrible. But to him, no. What's really important is that you just shut up and let his family be. And, he always, but it really, at the end of the day, it always comes back to him. Because he brings that up, but now he's gonna jump into some shit like this. It's always comes back to his fucking music, ladies and gentlemen.
Or when you do like William Gloryhole did and steal 4 of my songs that I worked my ass off on that actually have real meaning. And that person then releases that music as their own. And that's your only way of making a living? It's hard to do. It's hard to ignore something when that thing that you do affects your real life. Glory Hole stealing my music like he did, that affected my real life. And matter of fact, that not just affected me, that particular thing didn't just affect me or my family, that affected my fan base. That affected the people that love to hear my music. And especially those songs that they enjoy. They can no longer hear because of William Gloryhole now having the rights to music that I personally wrote and that I worked my ass off.
Well, no, Cyrax, that's actually not that big of an issue, because if your fans really want to go listen to them songs, they can just go over to Wance Chilkins' channel and listen to them there. If you really just cared about the fan base and them wanting to listen to the music, that it's still out there. It seems like Cyrax only cares about him getting the credit for it, which, granted, it is his music. Why would you want to create something and have someone else take the credit? But you gotta remember that Cyrax is a little thief, too, so it's kind of, you kind of get what you give. The thing is, though, it's just so clear that, like, he tries to say my family, my fan base, but at the end of the day, it's all about him, because if people really wanted to go out and listen to these songs, they could find them, but it's all about the fact that Cyrax, someone else has the copyright to it, and Cyrax just does not fucking like that. These songs, though, that he says has such meaning and all this, like I said, please go listen to Drift King. Go listen to Wance Chilkins' Drift King. It sounds kind of similar to Cyrax's song Street Racing Scene, but it's a completely new and fresh take on music, and I think you guys are going to like it.
Maybe if you guys would actually leave me the fuck alone and stop attacking me, and actually let me do my job instead of finding ways to fuck with me and screw over my job as a music artist and screw over my career as a professional fucking YouTuber and actually let me do what I need to do, I can make money for my family.
And of course, at the end of the day, of course, it's the fault of the trolls again. If the trolls would just stop messing with Cyrax and just left him alone, maybe he'd be able to do something with his career, It's not the fact that, Cyrax names his streams on YouTube, fuck you trolls. Like, it's not, he always does something to kind of like fuck himself over, and it's just constant with Cyrax, but he'll never not blame the trolls. The fact that the trolls even exist is just a constant enemy Cyrax can point his finger to and say, you're the problem. You're the reason I'm not succeeding. You are the issue. And if the trolls ever went away, he'd try to find a new one, but there's never going to be an excuse as good as the trolls as he'll ever have again, and it's something that Cyrax probably doesn't look at as a blessing, but for the life he wants to live, the life of just sitting in your attic and just dicking around all day and not really getting a job or doing anything, but claiming that you want to have a job and you want to make all these millions, the trolls are the best type of thing for him to have because it gives him that excuse to just sit there and not do anything. And like I said, he may not realize it, but really for the life he wants to live, the trolls are indeed a blessing. So it's a dark world sometimes Cyrax lives in, but soon enough that light will be turned on. He'll turn around to that camera and give the trolls the works and give us a show. But you see, the show that Cyrax thinks everybody showed up to see is the show that involves him jamming on his guitar and singing all of his songs. But the show that people really showed up to see is the one where he's just sitting there screaming, throwing shit around, and just going nuts about the trolls. And that's never gonna change. And it's just you can see there are these some streams from Cyrax where he tries to be more serious and tries to talk with the people and just like I said garner sympathy. But at the end of the day, he's just still doing what he does when he yells, but in a more calming way. And it's rare to see that from Cyrax. But like I said, it won't be long until he's just going crazy and losing his mind about the trolls and just doing what he does best, and that's being one of the top locals today. And he's never gonna change, but we love you the way you are, Cyrax. Never change, never change. Although maybe the stuff with talking to people you think are underage should change. That should definitely change. And my friends, I hate to do this, but it's sadly the end of another day in Cyrax land. But there's always going to be more stuff to kind of enjoy when it comes to the world of chance, and we'll enjoy that in the future. So until then, I want to thank you all for watching today. If you've made it this far, you're a goat. And I usually say that after the shoutouts, but this time I wanted to say before it just to let all y'all know that you're all goats for making it this far, and thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support, and yeah, just thank you for making this fun to do. It's all of y'all, and it's Cyrax that makes this fun to do. So, thank you for that. But I want to give my shout outs like I always do to Vanessa, Club Doom, Cody Hale, Scaly Schisms, Echo Spectre, The Night Owl, Kaitan, Fiendland's Party Place, Churlish, Music Biz Marty's Bong, Pythea, Your Mom, Grant M, Mick Surly, Adrian Lara, Chris Chan's Fanta Bottle, Alright Stingy, The Ghostbusters Fan, Isaiah, Brian One, Akiba's Beat Fan, Blake Austin, G-Man, Gypsy Pauls, Vaga, Trademark, Cyrax's Stylist, Commander Louie, Your Mom, and Krabby. You guys are fucking goats. All y'all who made it this far, as I said, are goats. But thank you all again for coming and chilling out and just having a chill day here. I want to thank you all for all this yet again. I've been saying that like 10 times now, but hey, you can never thank y'all enough. But until the next one, I'm going to get out of here, and I hope the rest of y'all have a great week, great month, just great rest of your life, my friends. And yeah, I'll see you then. Take care.